By the defender of the grassroots, the people's ambassador, Harvey R. Boris. I love my country.
Daughter, where the native legends say, wheresoever they may wander, end in Trinidad their days. And this lovely fragrant island, with its forest hills sublime, well might be the smiling Eden, pictured in the book divine.
ITNT, happy anniversary. Congrats on your golden jubilee. ITNT, happy anniversary. My primary school reader did say it plain. Once you eat a the cascadoo, in Trini you must remain. Cause no matter how far you fly, once you taste it, baby, right here you'll return to die. Since 62, some head to greener pastures. In the Big Apple, they want a bite. Though for 50 years, we could have gone faster. To build a nation, we have to fight and fight. I love my country. I shall put it away before party, just like Harvey Boris. Oh no. And I love Trinbago, not Trini to the bone, but the marrow. So when them stormy dark clouds want to threaten white, black and red, tell them tread. Until we get real serious, remove the drugs and all them cokeheads. You see me, I want to see Trinbago moving ahead. I agree, we are still a paradise, built byways to highways, but progress came with a price. Although we excel in culture and sports, along the east-west corridor, our youths they pack up courts. Tell me, what is this great fatal attraction? This love affair that they have with crime. Now one by one they fall a daily extraction. We've got to save our youths while they're in their prime. Teach them to sing.
This is
Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for your continued grace and blessings. Lord, today I ask for clarity that only you can bring. When everything feels noisy, confusing, and overwhelming, your peace is what I seek. Lord, be my center in the midst of the storm. When my mind is consumed with worry and doubt, lead me to your still waters. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Looking for that perfect accommodation? Well, come to Caribbean Tourist Villa, located at number 7 Methuen Street, Port of Spain. All our rooms are equipped with AC, internet, and access to our lovely pool. Whether you're looking for a personal getaway or family accommodations, Caribbean Tourist Villa is exactly the place to be. Enjoy the ambience of staycation, luxurious rooms, and a well-trained staff. Call us now at 623-9164, 797-2858, or contact us at caribbeantourist.villa@gmail.com. Caribbean Tourist Villa, where your magical moments begin.
Welcome to the Big Mike Wellness Center, where your health and wellness is our top priority. We offer services that give you an in-depth understanding of exactly what your body may be going through. Our specialists are dedicated to guide you step by step on your journey to proper health. You can book an appointment via the link in our Instagram bio at bigmike.wellnesscenter. or call or WhatsApp us at 346-2612 or 288-8301.
Looking for the perfect place to call home? Discover Hermosa Vista, East Trinidad's newest luxury townhouse development. Developed by Eastern Credit Union and meticulously managed by EPL Properties Limited, this remarkable new commercial and residential community, located along San Pedro Trace and Valencia, offers the perfect blend of convenience and style. Don't miss out on owning your dream home. Visit EPLPropertiesLimited.com or call 225-4375 extension 5324 or 5321 today. Hermosa Vista, where luxury meets convenience.
Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here.
Welcome to Alicia's Palace, your gateway to relaxation, adventure, and excitement. Nestled in the picturesque Lady Chancellor Hills overlooking Port of Spain, we cater to both tourists and locals seeking an unforgettable staycation experience. Our rooms are designed to provide the utmost comfort, ensuring you have a restful and rejuvenating stay. Pamper yourself in our jacuzzi room or enjoy fun-filled moments in our 2 outdoor pools. You can unwind in our bar and lounge or embark on thrilling island tours and experiences. Planning a wedding or special function, our 300-capacity event facility is the ideal choice to create lasting memories with your loved ones. You can also choose from exciting packages like single-day and overnight packages with your special someone. To book your tropical escape, call us at 624-8553 or WhatsApp 3173843. You can also email us at info@aliciaspalace.com or visit our website at aliciaspalace.com for more details.
Do you suffer from diabetes or high blood pressure or just in need of a general checkup? Look no further. Visit Batson & Associates Limited, your holistic health experts, for your personalized program of solutions with a range of premium products and services tailored to suit your needs. Come and experience transformative healing with our team of specialists in natural and integrative medicine. Visit us or give us a call today at 222-8261 or 314-9975 and begin your journey to optimal health. And remember, if you think health is expensive, try sickness.
New Day Alert, the voice of the people with Harvey R. Boris, is now on every Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. on I-95.5 FM. Tune in as he discusses current affairs and more. Do you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? I love my country, the voice of the people. Now, every Wednesday with Harvey R. Boris, only on I-95.5 FM.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
We, the people want hope, opportunities, security, and respect. The people want justice. The people want the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Hear the truth with Ombudsman Harvey R. Boris, the voice of truth. Can you handle the truth?
I love my country. Dear kind and heavenly loving Father, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your mercy. Cover us with the blood of your Son, Jesus Christ. Cover us this nation. Cover us as a nation, as a people. Protect us, O God, from the forces of evil and from wicked people. Protect us from ourselves. Have mercy upon us this day, I pray. Bless us in each and every way. These mercies I pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Welcome, TNT. This is the People's Program. This, of course, is the hot seat. And to all of you who call me and speak with me all over the country, I say to you, God bless. Have mercy. Have blessings. Have the best that you can get. And I wish you all the best by the grace of Almighty God. Welcome to the program, TNT. And of course, we start with the great words. At the count of 3, wherever you are, say it with me. Are you ready, TNT? 1, 2, 3. I love, love, love my country. Trinidad and Tobago. The red, the white, and of course the black. Yeah, the red, the white, and of course the black. Our beautiful country, our beautiful place. Listen, if you love this country, you must love the people of the country. I urge you to love and respect every race, every single race. Love and respect every race. The people of our country, we must come first. Love and respect each person. Love and respect all things as the case that's good in the country. Give each other that respect. Indians love Africans, vice versa, Chinese, Caucasians, Syrians, Lebanese, and mix. We are one. This is our country. Let's enjoy our country together as one people. Put aside our religious differences. Put aside our racial differences. Put aside our political differences. Let's really live together as one. I love my country. If you love your country, you must love your community. If you love your community, you must love your street. I love my street. What are you doing in your street? Are you painting your wall? Are you fixing your wall? Are you improving the community? Are you patching a hole? Are you pulling up some grass? Are you forming a community watch group? Yes. Are you buying air horn? Are you doing a WhatsApp group for the community so people can communicate? We need to be our brother's keeper. We need to come as one. I don't just talk. I lead by example. And what I'm saying to you is what I do. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But at the end of the day, I want the best for my country, for my community, for my street. I love my street. So if you need to improve your place and you want your place looking nice and neat, I have a big tree, coconut tree, this tree, that tree, you want to cut down, you have trimmings you want to remove, or you want trim things trimmed, you have things in your yard, you just want a pickup to come and move it, to keep on loving your street, I want you to call this company. Listen, this is really a company that cares. Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. They transport your things from your yard at a reasonable cost. Look at the number on the screen. Take a picture of it, put it on your phone, write it down, take this number. You want to improve your yard? Call Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. You have stuff to move? Transport is available. The number on the screen, 283-0308. That's 283-0308. Call Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. Call them now. Take the number. Stop and call them now. Just ask them the question. I have so-and-so to do. Can you come and do it? Yes. People, they got called from all the way from Siparia. They're down Siparia right now. Yes. And then they go to Ikakas. And then they'll go up to Tokos tomorrow, day after. You know? So they're cutting, and trimming people place. Call Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. Transport is available. Yes. Call the number. Are you ready for the number? And look at some of the work they're doing. Watch this. What's some of the work they're doing? Look some of the work they're doing at Kevin Tree Cutting Services Limited. Watch it. You see? Cut tree. Down. Well done, Kevin. Well done, Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. Well done. And look the customer come out and say, yes. Well cut, beautiful, wonderful. Look at the work that's being done. You see? And the customer getting a bounce. Say, yes, well done. Look at the tree fall down. Just in the bush, no damage, nothing. They will cut it up small. Look at they're up in the crane in the air to trim a tree. Yeah, they're going to trim a tree. They have the crane up in the air and they're going to trim a tree. Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. Look at the cutting this tree. Look how close this is to the house. Watch this. Watch this. Look how close this is to the house. But they're cutting with precision to make sure it just grazes and just fall safe. Watch it. Watch it. They're cutting this big mako tree. Yeah, look how close it is to the house. Yeah, look how close it is here. Voodoo. Right on. Right on. Yeah. Kevin, listen, people came and they said they couldn't cut it. It would damage the house. They cut it with precision to make it fall at the side. Yes. Look at them. Going up coconut tree. Cutting coconut. Cutting off leaf. They cut this cutting coconut tree. Watch it. They cut it piece by piece. Piece by piece. Then the coconut bunch. And now they're cutting on the tree. Watch it. Piece by piece. Piece by piece. Watch it. Watch it. Piece by piece. No big stuff falling to damage your place. Piece by piece. They're cutting down this coconut tree. Coming down. Piece by piece. Call Kevin. Call Kevin. And look at this here. Look at this here. Look at this here. Coconut tree right down. Cut down. Woodum. 10 cuts. Everything down. Look at this. Cutting down a big tree. Piece by piece to make sure it falls properly. Yeah. To make sure it falls properly. Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. They do transport also. And look how they cut down the trees piece by piece. So call Kevin and get your job done. Take the number down. 283-0308. Are you have the number? 283-0308. Kevin Tree Cutting and Trimming Services Limited. Transport is also available. Call this number. Take on the number. Promise me that you'll improve your property, improve your place, let it look nicer. Call 283-0308. That's 283-0308. Call Kevin. If not, tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell your cousin. Listen, Kevin, Mr. Boris recommend Kevin. Yes, call Kevin. Kevin, call him and you will get your tree cut down. Yes, right by your house, it will fall down. Nice. They make sure to do things not to damage anything. Watch this. Woodum. Well done, Kevin. And after, the place looking nicer and neater. And you're going and you call Kevin at 283-0308. Then, after all is said and done, I want you to go to one place, Caribbean Tourist Villa in the Woodbrook area. At Caribbean Tourist Villa, they treat you like family. So after you fix up your place nice, take the lovely lady, the wife, the husband, the family, the children to Caribbean Tourist Villa. Yes, Caribbean Tourist Villa. Make it your home away from home. So after you get your tree cut, you're going straight to Caribbean Tourist Villa. You come from Tobago, you're going to Caribbean Tourist Villa. Wherever you're coming from, throughout the Caribbean, America, Canada, India, Africa, China, Europe, Russia, South America, listen, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, you're going straight to Caribbean Tourist Villa. Great location in the Woodbrook area. Listen, swimming pool, laundry facilities, place to cook, kitchen available, Caribbean Tourist Villa. Make it your home away from home. Caribbean Tourist Villa, 623-9164, 797-2858. The numbers on the screen, 623-9164. That's 623-9164 or 797-2858. That's 797-2858. Or call this other number, 627-5423. You have it? Let me give you again. 627-5423. Or easier yet, 627-54, yeah, 627-5423. 627-5423. Caribbean Tourist Villa. Or call the manager for a bigger discount. Remember, you're staying for a week, you got day free. Staying for a month, you got a week free. Caribbean Tourist Villa. They also have apartments, studio apartments available in Cascade, gated community. Call the manager, studio apartments, gated in the Cascade area. Nice, nice area. Your apartment right at the next side of the swimming pool. You can't go wrong. Call Caribbean Tourist Villa. Call the manager. take the manager number. So your child from the south or from the south, you got working in the north, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, and you're working up here now, or you're working with a big company, and you want a place up here, call Caribbean Tourist Villa. They also rent rooms at Caribbean Tourist Villa on a long monthly basis, or call to get one of the gated community studio apartment or one bedroom apartment. Call Caribbean Tourist Villa. Call the manager, 271-8435. That's 271-8435. You have the number? 271-8435. Let me repeat it. Take down the manager's number. Are you ready? Promise me that you will call them, that you take the number down. I have your promise. 271-8435. That's 271-8435. Caribbean Tourist Villa. Make it your home away from home. Caribbean Tourist Villa is the people's choice. And you know why? Because we're in Trinidad. And Trinidad is number one. Trinidad is the richest island in the Caribbean. Do you believe that? Richest island in the Caribbean, at least in CARICOM. At least in CARICOM. Yes, the richest island in the Caribbean. And I want to take you on a short clip on Trinidad and the success of Trinidad. And that's why you must stay at Caribbean Tourist Villa. Come to Trinidad, everybody. All over the world watching this show, come to Trinidad. Come to Trinidad. Yes, we are the best. Come to Trinidad. Director, Trinidad, the richest island in the Caribbean. Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah. No.
This is one of the richest islands in the Caribbean. They have more oil and gas than any other Caribbean nation. With having 243 million barrels of oil, that's worth about $18 billion. And because of that, healthcare is free, education is free, and they throw the biggest carnival in the world. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This island has hundreds of millionaires, business owners like Sheldon. He turned $15,000 to a $16 million empire. Owner of the #1 stage production company in the Caribbean. Another successful entrepreneur is Uncle Sam, owner of Uncle Sam's Bacon Shark, known for their world famous bacon shark. And they sell over 2,000 sandwiches a day. With the biggest carnival in the world, hundreds of thousands of people fly in every year, and it brings in around $100 million. One of the key figures, Dean, owner of Tribe, one of the biggest carnival bands. Trinidad's success is also shaped by its leadership. From their prime ministers, government officials, and entrepreneurs, they are continuously growing the island's success. So when people think Caribbean, they think beaches. But Trinidad thinks business. And that's why it's one of the richest islands in the Caribbean. Comment below if you'd visit Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow. So visit Trinidad and Tobago and stay at Caribbean Tourist Villa in the Woodbrook area. It's right by Arpita Avenue. We have all the action, all the night action. You have the movies right down the road. You have the savannah right up the road to get coconut water. You have the zoo. You have the botanical gardens right up there. You have the President's Mansion, the Queen's Hall. You have the Prime Minister's Mansion. Come to Caribbean Tourist Villa and you can see everything at the beautiful Caribbean Tourist Villa. Come to Caribbean Tourist Villa. And of course, we have great entertainers and they're living long. Yes, they're living long. Let me take you to the man Crazy as he go and meet one of the old-time partner, a fella who I used to listen to on the radio a long time. He is now, 92. Wow, 92. Crazy, bring him on. Let the nation see one of the top comedian, long time, and radio announcers. Bring him on, Crazy. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Crazy is 82, you know. He doesn't look it at all. Bring it on.
Bill is 92, I am 82, Errol is 75. If you add that up, you're getting 249 years of true friendship. Look at me here.
That's years ago.
But you're 92, I'm 82. And he's 75. That's 200.
When you start singing Kaiso?
I started singing Kaiso in 1971 with Baron.
Right?
Yeah, but I didn't get picked because Baron singing Elixir. You were there, you talked to
me and you went in the market in Sawan.
Like the #1 MC, the #1 in tongue. Nobody could touch it.
The best around Kaiso.
Yeah, that's me. Another that Tommy Joseph sprang along, all of them learned from this man. I like. All right, yes, Crazy.
Wow, Crazy and Bill Trotman, one of the biggest in the past, man. Bill Trotman, Bill, I tell you, He was a he is a fantastic person and was a fantastic comedian and announcer. Wow, fantastic indeed. You know, people's fun about our police, but we have good working, hard working police officers. Not all perfect, but we have some good ones. But of course, sometimes they may look at the wrong thing. That's why I ask them when they go down by the hospital, please don't go and charge people. I'll come to that. But let me tell you, sometimes the police can not have their priorities straight. Let me give you a little clip. Director, police in Trinidad. Police in Trinidad. Bring it on, director. Bring it on. Mm-hmm.
TPS, stop your mouth. Hey, your inspection up?
What?
Your inspection up?
What did he already go?
Your inspection up? Come on, this car. You get a ticket. You get a ticket, too. Come. You get a ticket. Hush your mouth. Hush. I'm fed up all and this no infection thing.
Wow. She ran out man with a gun, but she see a fella who can't get the inspection. She forget the gunman and she gone after the police, gone after the man who didn't get inspection. Boy, they can make fun of things, I tell you. But this is where the police responded to the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital yesterday. And I'm asking the police, please, go respond. I'm asking you to go down there. People are coming by the hundreds. Go and help them. Don't turn their blessing into a curse. Don't go and charge nobody. That way they save a little money for their eyesight, that you put a ticket on them or you humbug their life. Officer, commissioner, deputy commissioners, I'm asking you all, send down the police to help with the traffic and to help people achieve their long-term goal of eyesight and vision, because that's a blessing to them. Director, let's see what the police doing down there at the Adventist place.
Police called in at the Adventist Hospital.
The police here is to protect and serve. Good? That's the purpose of the police. To protect and serve. We are not frightening anybody here. Right, officer, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, I am well. Good to see you all here. But we just would like you to maintain our order, comply with the instructions by the authority. You all will be facilitated. However, we need your compliance. Thank you very much.
You said the patients come out just so we need here clear. Ladies and gentlemen, the patients coming out there with you.
So therefore, you see the police went down there because there was so much hundreds and hundreds of people, traffic jam causing. Listen, police go out every morning. They're there for 4 more days, 3 or 4 more days. Go down, please, and make sure everything is beautiful. Make sure everything is good. Yes, I'm live on television, so I'll call back in a short. Yes, I'm live on television. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm live on television, calling and talking to people. Please, police, when you go there, I'm talking to you live on television. Please, Commissioner, talk to your men. I'm talking to you live on television. Please, Deputy Commissioner or person in charge of that area, tell your men, go help with traffic, but don't charge anybody who may mispark or something like that, because right now, people are desperate to get their sight. And I want to urge you all, Director, you have any numbers? You must have your numbers ready every day, you know, to put up, if anybody want to make a contribution. Today, I went with one of my attorneys, one of my attorneys went down there and contributed 20 cases of water. 20 cases of water. I want to thank the attorney at law for going down there today. 20 cases of water donated by the attorney at law. 20 cases of water. I think that is fantastic. That's really good. 20 cases of water. So if you can make it, if you can help out, if you can do something positive, that is, to me, extremely good. Come and be part of this wonderful situation of helping people to achieve their goals, helping people to achieve what they want to achieve. This is, to me, is fantastic. And let me put this one last thing. Seventh-day Adventists, you can call the number Miss Lewis, Pastor Lewis. Pastor Lewis' number is 787-8412. 787-8412. If you need, please, I urge attorneys at law, doctors, listen, business people, I urge you all to make a contribution. This is life-saving in terms of people's sight. People are being transformed by the hundreds. If you can contribute a tent, portable toilets, they need food to eat every day, contribute some food stuff. You have a restaurant, send up your people with some food. You have a doubles place, you have a pie place that's making pie, send your pies. Listen, they want the assistance. It's fantastic work taking place. Beautiful work indeed. And one last thing before we go, because I want to show you a long clip about this Hunter. Is Hunter? What? This Hunter virus, which is now a very great concern. Hunter virus. And you can call also Alice Lewis, and her number is 703-1939. 703-1939. Make a contribution. One of my attorneys, we went there today. He donated 20 cases of water. We want to thank the attorney at law for seeing the benefit and the vibration to help others. So, this guy from Africa, hear what he has just done. This guy from Africa, hear what he has done. Director, put up his picture. Captain Ibrahim Traoré cuts ministers and politician wages by 30% to increase civil servant or public servant salary by 50%. Are you hearing? The head of this country, he has cut public servant salary, he has cut politician salary by 30% in order to help increase public servant salary by 50%. Yeah? There's not one leader in the world today who can step into this man's shoes. The only politician with integrity is for the people. That's what they're saying. Wow. TNT. Is it Hunter? The Hunter virus is a killer. The Hunter virus killing people. The Hunter virus, we must bring under control. Join me tomorrow 4:30 for another hot seat. And join me tomorrow at 6 o'clock on I-95.5 for the voice of the people. But the Hunter virus, I want you to learn about it. Be careful. Don't take no risk. Understand the science. And I bring you this doctor who will take you through all the effects of the Hunter virus. Director, bring it on. God bless. Remember, live to love, love to live. Let the rest of your life be the best of your life. Director, bring on the information on the Hunter virus. It's important. It may save your life in the future. Director, bring it on. God bless. I love my country.
Stop everything you are doing right now, because what I am about to tell you in the next few minutes could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. There is a virus spreading across the United States and across parts of the world right now that most doctors are not talking about in their waiting rooms, that most news channels are barely covering, and that is quietly sending people, especially adults over the age of 60, into intensive care units with almost no warning at all. It is called the hantavirus, and today I am going to tell you exactly what it is, how it gets into your body, what it does once it is inside you, and most importantly, what every single adult over 60 must do this week to protect themselves and their families. If you are new to this channel, I am a physician, researcher, and the author of work that has been cited in leading medical institutions across the country. I have spent decades studying how diseases affect the aging body differently from younger bodies, and what I am about to share with you today is urgent. According to data published by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the case fatality rate of the most dangerous form of hantavirus, a condition called hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, sits between 38 and 50%. That means nearly 1 in 2 people who develop the severe lung form of this disease do not survive it. And here is the part they are not telling you loudly enough. Adults over the age of 60, whose immune systems have naturally declined by up to 60% compared to a 30-year-old, are among the most vulnerable people on Earth to this virus right now. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal, and I genuinely want to hear from you, because I read every single comment on this channel. Tell me in the comments section right now, how old are you, and have you recently been anywhere near a cabin, a storage shed, a barn, a garden, or any space that might have had mice or rodents? You might be surprised by what you discover when you really think about it. Drop your age and your answer below. I promise you, I will read it. Now, I am going to walk you through everything you need to know about hantavirus, from what it is, to how it spreads, to what it does to the human body step by step, to real reported cases of people who have been infected, to the most critical protective steps ranked from important all the way up to the single most powerful thing you can do right now. We are counting down from 5 to 1, and I need you to stay with me until the very end, because number 1 is the piece of information that could make the difference between life and death. And I will tell you right now, the number 1 item on this list is something almost no senior is doing, and the reason why is going to surprise you. Let us start at the very beginning. What exactly is hantavirus? Think of it this way. Imagine your body is a city, and your immune system is the police force protecting every street corner. Now imagine a criminal so small and so clever that it slips through a ventilation shaft your lungs bypasses every checkpoint and goes straight for the power station, which in this case is your cardiovascular system and your respiratory system. That criminal is the hantavirus. It is a single-stranded RNA virus, which simply means it carries its genetic instructions in a fragile but highly efficient ribbon of material that it uses to hijack your own cells and force them to make copies of itself. It belongs to a family of viruses called Bunявiridae, and it has been present on this planet for thousands of years, living quietly inside rodent populations. The deer mouse is the primary carrier in North America. The rodent itself almost never gets sick. It simply carries the virus in its saliva, its urine, and its droppings, and it sheds it into the environment constantly, silently, and with no visible warning signs whatsoever. There are actually multiple strains of hantavirus found around the world. In North America, the primary strain responsible for severe illness is called sin nombre virus, which ironically translates from Spanish as the virus with no name. It was first identified in 1993 during an outbreak in the Four Corners region of the American Southwest, where a cluster of young, previously healthy Navajo individuals died of a mysterious respiratory illness that baffled physicians. In South America, a strain called Andes virus has been responsible for outbreaks in Argentina, Chile, and Brazil, and it carries the terrifying distinction of being the only known hantavirus strain capable of spreading from person to person. In Asia and Europe, different strains cause a condition called hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, which attacks the kidneys rather than the lungs. All of these strains share one thing in common. They exploit exactly the kind of immune vulnerabilities that naturally accumulate in the aging body. Now let us talk about how this virus spreads, because this is where I need you to pay very close attention. The primary route of infection is inhalation. You breathe it in. When infected rodents urinate, defecate, or shed saliva in an enclosed space, a garage, an attic, a basement, a cabin that has been closed for the winter, a garden shed, even the inside of an old car, the virus particles attach themselves to tiny dust particles and become aerosolized. When you walk into that space, when you sweep up droppings without protection, when you move boxes that have been sitting undisturbed for months, you inhale those invisible particles. They travel down your airway and reach your lungs, and the infection begins. Research published in the journal Emerging Infectious Diseases has found that the virus can remain viable and infectious in the environment for several days, and in cool, dry, sheltered conditions, potentially even longer. Secondary routes of infection include direct contact touching rodent droppings or nesting materials, and then touching your face, eyes, or mouth. There is also evidence of transmission through rodent bites, though this is far less common. And as I mentioned, the Andes virus strain in South America has documented cases of human-to-human transmission through close contact with an infected individual, which is why researchers around the world are watching it with extreme concern. The scientific references for everything I am sharing today are linked in the description below this video, and I encourage you to read them. Here is something critically important that I need every adult over 60 to hear. After the age of 65, your mucociliary clearance, that is the system of tiny hair-like structures lining your airways that trap and sweep out foreign particles before they can reach your lungs, declines in efficiency by approximately 30 to 40%, according to research from Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. This means that the very first line of defense your body has against inhaled pathogens like hantavirus is significantly weaker in your body than it was 30 years ago. What a 35-year-old might inhale and partially clear before it reaches the deep lung tissue, a 68-year-old is far more likely to have reached the alveoli. Those are the tiny air sacs deep in your lungs where gas exchange happens and where hantavirus does its most devastating damage. So what actually happens when hantavirus enters the body? This is where I want to walk you through the timeline, because understanding the progression is absolutely essential. The incubation period, that is the time between exposure and the appearance of symptoms, ranges from 1 to 8 weeks, with most people developing symptoms between 2 and 4 weeks after exposure. This long silent window is one of the most dangerous features of this virus because you can feel completely fine and have no idea that a storm is building inside you. The illness begins in what physicians call the prodromal phase. Think of this phase like the sky darkening before a hurricane. For the first 3 to 5 days, the infected person experiences symptoms that feel almost exactly like the flu. Fever, fatigue, muscle aches, particularly in the large muscles of the thighs, hips, and back, headache, dizziness, and sometimes chills. Some patients report nausea and vomiting. At this stage, the vast majority of people, including many physicians who are not specifically looking for it, would not suspect hantavirus. They would assume influenza, COVID-19, or a common viral illness. This is the window during which the virus is quietly replicating inside the cells lining your blood vessels, called endothelial cells. As it multiplies, it begins to cause those cells to leak. And this is where everything changes. Within 4 to 10 days of the initial symptoms, the disease enters what is called the cardiopulmonary phase. This is the phase that sends people to the emergency room. As the blood vessels in the lungs become increasingly leaky, fluid begins flooding the air sacs. The lungs, which should be light and airy like a sponge, begin filling with fluid. The patient develops rapidly worsening shortness of breath, not a mild breathlessness, but a terrifying, gasping inability to get air. Oxygen levels in the blood plummet. Blood pressure drops. The heart, struggling to pump effectively without enough oxygen, begins to fail. This condition, hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, can progress from the first sign of respiratory distress to complete respiratory failure in as little as 24 to 48 hours. Many patients require mechanical ventilation and intensive care unit admission within a single day of their breathing becoming compromised. This is why rapid recognition of the disease is so critical and why I am talking to you today before you or someone you love finds themselves in that situation. Patients who survive the cardiopulmonary phase and with intensive supportive care in a modern ICU, many do enter a diuretic phase, during which the excess fluid that has accumulated in the lungs begins to be expelled by the kidneys. Recovery can take weeks to months, and some survivors report persistent fatigue and reduced lung capacity for years afterward. There is currently no specific antiviral drug approved to treat hantavirus infection. Treatment is entirely supportive oxygen, mechanical ventilation, fluid management, and time. This is not a disease where a doctor can hand you a prescription and send you home. Prevention is everything. Now let me tell you about real people this has happened to, because I want you to understand that this is not a theoretical risk. These are documented cases that have been reported in medical literature and by public health agencies. In May of 2012, a 37-year-old man from Yosemite National Park in California, let us call him Robert, which is not his real name but reflects the demographic of the case, stayed in one of the signature tent cabins in the Curry Village area of the park. He returned home and within 3 weeks developed rapidly progressive respiratory failure. He was one of 10 confirmed cases of hantavirus infection linked to that Yosemite outbreak that year. 3 of those 10 individuals died. The CDC investigation found evidence of rodent infestation in the insulation of the tent cabin walls. Thousands of visitors who had stayed in those cabins had to be notified and monitored. The outbreak made national news and forced a complete redesign of the cabin structures. In 2020, a case was reported from the state of Washington involving a man in his early 60s, let us call him Gerald, who had spent a weekend cleaning out a long unused storage barn on his rural property. He was a retired farmer, in generally good health, who wore no respiratory protection during the cleaning because he had done similar work dozens of times before without incident. Within 2 weeks, he developed what he believed was a severe cold that turned into pneumonia. He was hospitalized and placed on a ventilator within 48 hours of admission. He survived after 18 days in the ICU, but he spent the following 8 months in pulmonary rehabilitation and reported that his breathing capacity never fully returned to what it had been before. In Chile and Argentina, the Andes virus strain has produced multiple documented clusters of person-to-person transmission, including a 2019 outbreak in the Chubut province of Argentina that resulted in 29 confirmed cases and 11 deaths. Health authorities identified chains of transmission moving through households and even, in one documented instance, to a healthcare worker who had cared for an infected patient. The World Health Organization issued guidance in response to that outbreak, and the scientific references are available in the description below. In Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico states within the historical endemic zone of Sin Nombre virus, public health departments regularly report sporadic cases, particularly in the spring and summer months when rodent populations peak and people spend more time in outdoor structures. In 2023, the Colorado Department of Public Health confirmed 3 cases of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, 2 of which involved adults over the age of 65. One of those individuals did not survive. Now I want to talk to you about the 5 things every adult over 60 must do this week, ranked from important all the way up to the single most critical action you can take. And I want you to stay for number 1, because it is the thing almost nobody is doing, and the reason why is something you need to hear. Coming in at number 5 is this: do a complete rodent audit of every enclosed space on your property this week. Not next month, this week. I am talking about your garage, your basement, your attic, your garden shed, any outbuildings, your crawl space, and any stored vehicles that sit unused for extended periods. You are looking for the signs of rodent activity: droppings, which look like small, dark grains of rice; gnaw marks on wood, plastic, or food packaging; nesting materials made from shredded paper, insulation, or fabric; grease marks along walls where rodents travel repeatedly; and the distinctive musty odor that an active rodent infestation produces. Do not do this inspection by bending down and sniffing in enclosed spaces without protection. Stand back, open doors and windows first, and let the space air out for at least 30 minutes before entering. If you find evidence of rodents, do not sweep, do not vacuum, and do not disturb the area with a broom. I will explain exactly what to do instead when we get to number 2. The reason this audit is so important is that research from the University of New Mexico's Department of Biology found that nearly 12% of deer mice trapped in rural areas of the American Southwest carry Sin Nombre virus. 12%. That means roughly 1 in 8 mice in those regions is a walking biological hazard. And for your body, specifically after 70, your innate immune response, the rapid-fire first responder system that attacks pathogens before your adaptive immune system even gets mobilized, fires at roughly 40% of the efficiency it had when you were 40. You simply do not have the biological margin for error that a younger person has. The synergy tip here is to do this audit in pairs. Bring another person with you, both so that you have help and so that someone knows where you are and can get you out of an enclosed space quickly if you feel any respiratory distress. Now stay with me, because number 4 is something almost everyone gets dangerously wrong. Number 4 on our list is proper personal protective equipment, and I need to be very specific because the type of protection matters enormously. When you enter any space with evidence of rodent activity, you must wear an N95 respirator mask, not a surgical mask, not a cloth mask, but a certified N95 respirator that creates a tight seal around your nose and mouth and filters out at least 95% of airborne particles. A standard surgical mask allows air to flow around the edges and provides essentially no protection against aerosolized hantavirus particles, which are small enough to slip through those gaps with every breath you take. You also need disposable nitrile gloves to protect your hands from direct contact with droppings or nesting materials. If the infestation is significant, a disposable Tyvek suit or old clothing that you can immediately bag and wash in hot water is advisable. I know this sounds like a lot. I know it feels like overkill for a trip to the garage, but I want you to think about it this way. The protective equipment costs approximately $15 to $20 at any hardware store. The average ICU stay costs between $3,000 and $10,000 per day, and no amount of money buys back the lung function lost to hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. After the age of 75, your body loses approximately 35% of its pulmonary reserve, that is, the extra breathing capacity that kicks in when your lungs are under stress. You have less margin than you think. Pair your protective equipment with pre-ventilation. Open all windows and doors to any contaminated space and allow fresh air to circulate for at least 30 minutes before you enter. This dramatically reduces the concentration of aerosolized viral particles in the air. Now let me tell you about number 3, and this is the one I see people get completely wrong almost every time. If you have found evidence of rodent activity and you are ready to clean it up, the single most important thing you must know is this: never dry sweep, never dry vacuum, and never use a leaf blower to clear rodent droppings. These actions aerosolize the virus particles and create a cloud of infectious material that you will then inhale directly into your lungs. Instead, the CDC recommends a very specific protocol. You wet the area thoroughly with a disinfectant solution, either a commercial disinfectant or a mixture of 1.5 cups of household bleach per 1 gallon of water, and you let it soak for at least 5 minutes. Then, while wearing your N95 and gloves, you use paper towels or disposable cloths to pick up the dampened material and place it immediately into a sealed plastic bag. The bag then goes into a second sealed bag and is disposed of in a covered trash container. All surfaces where rodents have traveled should be wiped down with the same bleach solution. Mop hard floors with the solution. Steam clean carpets if possible. This wet cleaning method prevents the virus particles from becoming airborne and cuts your exposure risk by an estimated 90% compared to dry sweeping, according to guidelines published by the New Mexico Department of Health. For your aging immune system, this is not optional technique. This is the difference between a manageable exposure risk and a potentially fatal one. Right here, I want to pause and say something to everyone watching. If this information is valuable to you, and I hope it is, please take 5 seconds right now and click the like button below this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. I release new information every week that is specifically designed for adults over 60, and the YouTube algorithm only shows these videos to more people who need them when you engage with them. So please like, subscribe, and share this with someone in your life who you care about. It costs you nothing, and it could save a life. Now, number 2, and this one surprises people every single time I bring it up. Number 2 on our list is knowing the symptoms with enough precision to act fast, because the window between the beginning of symptoms and the point of no return in hantavirus infection is measured not in days, but in hours. Here is the specific pattern of symptoms that should send you to an emergency room immediately. Not urgent care, not your primary care physician's office 2 days later, but an emergency room today. The combination of fever above 101 degrees Fahrenheit with muscle aches, especially in the large muscle groups of the thighs and back, combined with progressive shortness of breath that worsens over hours, even if the shortness of breath feels mild at first, in someone who has had any potential rodent exposure in the past 1 to 8 weeks, is a medical emergency. You need to tell the emergency room physician specifically and loudly, "I may have been exposed to hantavirus. I was near rodents. Please test me." Do not assume the physician will connect the dots. In a busy emergency room, hantavirus is not the first thing on anyone's differential diagnosis list. You are the most important advocate for yourself in that moment. Research published in Annals of Internal Medicine found that patients who communicated a potential hantavirus exposure history to their treating physician within the first 24 hours of respiratory symptoms had dramatically better outcomes than those whose exposure history was identified later. Early recognition means earlier transfer to a facility with an ECMO machine. That stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, essentially an artificial lung that can support breathing while your body fights the infection, and earlier access to the intensive supportive care that gives survivors their best chance. After 65, your inflammatory response is paradoxically both weaker and more chaotic, a phenomenon researchers at Stanford University's School of Medicine call inflammaging, which means your body may not mount the early warning signs of illness as robustly as a younger person's. You may feel less sick than you actually are. Take symptoms seriously. Act fast. And now, number 1. The single most powerful thing every adult over 60 must do this week. Are you ready? It is this. Have a direct, specific conversation with your primary care physician about your hantavirus risk profile before you clean, before you go near rodent-prone spaces, and before the summer rodent season peaks. I know, you were expecting something more dramatic, but here is why this is number 1. A 2022 survey conducted by the American Geriatric Society found that fewer than 8% of adults over 65 had ever discussed zoonotic disease risk, that is, diseases transmitted from animals to humans, with their primary care provider. And yet, physicians can do something profoundly important for you that no amount of bleach or N95 masks can do. They can assess your individual immune status. They can review whether your current medications, antihistamines, corticosteroids, certain blood pressure medications, may be suppressing your immune response in ways that make you even more vulnerable. They can note your risk on your chart so that if you arrive in the ER with respiratory symptoms, the connection is immediately made. And they can flag you for priority testing and transfer if you do become ill. There is no vaccine for hantavirus. There is no antiviral medication you can take prophylactically. But your physician can be your early warning system, your advocate, and your first line of defense if you have equipped them with the information they need. Print out this video's key points, take them to your appointment, and say, I want to talk about hantavirus risk. I live in or visit areas with rodent exposure. What should I know, and what should you know about me in case I get sick? That conversation for a 68-year-old woman in rural Colorado or a 74-year-old man who summers in a cabin in New Mexico could be the conversation that saves her life or his life. Your synergy strategy here is to combine this physician conversation with the rodent audit from number 5, so that you are walking into that appointment with specific, concrete information about your actual exposure risk. I cannot overstate how much more seriously an informed physician will take a patient who comes in prepared. Here is what I want you to take away from everything we have talked about today. You are not helpless. You are not at the mercy of this virus. You are an intelligent adult who now has specific, actionable knowledge that most people, including most of your peers, do not have. You know what hantavirus is. You know how it spreads. You know what it does to the body and how fast it can escalate. You know what real cases have looked like, and you know the 5 things you can do right now, this week, to dramatically reduce your risk and your family's risk. Do the rodent audit. Get the N95 and the gloves. Learn the wet cleaning protocol. Memorize the symptoms that demand emergency action, and have that conversation with your doctor. These are not complicated steps. They are not expensive steps, but they are the steps that separate people who are protected from people who are not. Independence matters. The ability to open your own cabin in spring, to clean your own garage, to putter in your garden shed on a Saturday afternoon. These things matter. They are not trivial. They are the fabric of a full, active life in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it is absolutely not too late to protect that life. It does not matter if you have been cleaning spaces without protection for years. It does not matter if you have never thought about rodent-borne illness before today. Starting now, this week, with the information you have right now, you can change what happens next. Your longevity is not just about what you eat or how much you exercise. It is also about the invisible threats you know to take seriously and the ones you don't. Today, hantavirus moves from the don't know column to the know and act column for you. If you found this video valuable, and I sincerely hope you did, please subscribe to this channel right now by clicking the red subscribe button below. Every single week, I bring you information like this that is specifically researched and specifically designed for adults over 60. Information that your busy doctor may not have time to